Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you are listening to High School Hoops with our hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Steger.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 16 of High School Hoops. Today, we're going to talk about winter break and how we kind of deal with winter break. Jake and I were going to talk about that. But before we do that, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of places. First of all, Dr. Dish. What a great organization. Like I've told you before, we have 2 shooting machines, and one of them was going through some issues, and I got a response, no lie, within 12 hours of how do I get a piece, blah, blah, blah. So great, not only a great resource and a great technology and all the things that I've talked about before, but just great people that will respond and help you out. And then if you mention Coach Unplugged or High School Hoops, they'll give you $300 off your next purchase. So that sounds good to me. Second thing is it's winter break. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial, resources, office hours, all those things. This is my little break where I'm going to try to get our new site up and running. I'm very excited about that. So go over and check it out. 14-day free trial. You'll get an email from me, and we can talk. So go over and check it out. All right, off to High School Hoops. All right, Coach. Episode 16 of High School Hoops. This is an interesting one. So I'm gonna you tell the topic, and then I'll explain kind of how my theory has changed with this over time.
Yeah, my theory has changed over time because now I'm a dad and I have 2 kids, so I'm a little bit different. But we've always appreciated winter break as being educators. It's always a great time. But I think it's a great way to have a conversation over the holiday break about talking about how do you, as a high school coach, whether you're a JV coach or a freshman coach or even a varsity coach, how do you approach winter break?
Okay. Yep. So I'll give you my synopsis. And then I'll tell you how it's come kind of full circle. So early on, when I first became a head coach, we'd practice all winter break. We'd have like 3-hour practices because there's no school. And I would, at the end of from the beginning of winter break to the end of winter break, I'd be frustrated. I forgot. I'd be frustrated. Even if we played, I'd be frustrated. And it's just like, why am I frustrated? Why am I not getting stuff? They don't have school. They don't have this. Okay, so here's why. I finally figured it out. I finally got some kids that would like communicate, and they're on winter break. They're out of their routine. They're going to bed at like 2 p.m. Their parents are making them run around. They're not doing anything quote unquote normal. They're hanging out with their friends. They're staying up late. They're doing all these things, and then I'm having them come in at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning and trying to get a 2-hour practice out of them, which is the last thing they want to do.
I mean, that's the last thing I wanted to do when I was in high school.
Yes.
But you know what? Again, that's your constant mind shift of when you become a more veteran coach, you stop to think it's not really what you're thinking. It's where their head is at.
Their head is. Yep.
And then that makes you a really good teacher. And being a good teacher is being a good coach.
Yep.
And so you have to often think about your students and you have to think about your players.
Yeah. And so you have to switch that. So in our like utopian stretch there, when we kept going to the state tournament from like 04 to whatever, I would give them a week off. Okay. I give them a week off. I'd say,
right before Christmas to, right before New Year's, I'd give them that stretch off. We probably play at the end of break, maybe half the time, but there were a couple of times we play up to or right after Christmas, and I give them the stretch off. I'm telling you, there's two reasons I did it. First of all, what we just talked about. Second one is I had two little kids at home, and I wanted to spend some time with my family. I'm a high school basketball coach. I'm not, nothing I'm going to do over winter break is going to make that big a difference. And my kids are only going to be little once. So I just gave them up. I think it helped us. I think it was one of many factors of us making that run and having that stretch, because we always had fresh legs come tournament time. It was like a second season when they came back in January, late December. We're doing it again this year. We're not going anywhere this year. I'm giving them a whole week off. I'm just going to say, go away. I will see you on this date. I will open the gym up a couple times if you want to come shoot, but we're not having any practice. It's totally optional. Go relax, stay up, whatever. When you come back, we're going to work.
I think you talk about a good point. I just wrote down this. It's this idea. It builds a lot of morale. Kids will more than likely, if you give them that week off, are going to run through a brick wall for you when it comes to March time.
Right. And they're going to have their legs too. I think last year we lost our legs, and we've gone on a lot of trips over the last 5 or 6 years. Trips are different in the sense that I'm getting them out of their routine, but I'm taking them together so they become like a web. That's different. And maybe we haven't won a state title since 11 because I've done that, but I thought that was more important for a bonding experience and for the longevity of them as friends, as our program. We'll see. But it might have backfired. I think we were better teams, and I think we did some things maybe we did with average, not as good a teams as we had in the past. But maybe we didn't have our legs come into March too then.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Make sure you go over and subscribe and like. We really do appreciate that. Also, make sure that you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial as supplies last. And so hopefully have a great day, and let's get back to the podcast.
Yeah, I think for me, I've made the mistake of having so many practices again early on as a coach. Oh, it's a great opportunity. Right now we're maybe we're like 4 and 5, and we got some easier opponents coming up. We could get back up to 500, and we could add this in, and this is a great opportunity to do this. And I think about like, man, and then you want to, as a person, as a teacher, if we have coaches that are teachers, you have practices that are early in the morning. That's like out of your normal routine. So the kids are, they're staying up late and then they're getting off for practice. Well, the reason why you're having morning practice is so you can have time with your kids in the afternoon. And I understand that. You get that, and a lot of other coaches get that. But it's completely
you're better. If you're gonna practice, go late.
You're better. Yes.
You're better. You're gonna have a better practice. You're better off going to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
Because then if they stay up late and stuff, it won't affect you as much. I agree. I think that's a big part of, and part of it's letting go. Nothing you put in over winter break is going to let you win a conference championship or a state championship. I mean, it's not. You're not going to make them a better 3-point shooter in the week of between Christmas and New Year's. It's not going to happen. You might work on some things, but you're not. I think we see as educators and as older adults, we see the time, and that we see that we can do something in that time. They don't see it that way. They see it as, I'm off of school. I don't have any homework. The stress of school is gone. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to stay up late.
Yeah. And another thing is you got to think of it in perspective too with kids is like when you're a high school athlete, man, it's a long day.
Right.
Think about our guys, our guys that are varsity guys, they're playing a game at 7:30 at night. They get done at maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. They take a bus ride home. Most of them don't get to bed till 11 or 12.
They try to go to bed at 11.
Right, but most of them still have homework because they're already amped up about the game. Their study hall is probably not that well focused during the day to get everything done. because they can only think so much because at that point in their life, this is what really matters to them. Especially the kids that really love the game. It is a long stretch for them, and sometimes I think we ask too much of them.
I know.
We need to step back and be like, you know what? They're just kids. I got to value that it's just as much, because I think, again, it'll help you later on as the season goes on, because it is a long season.
It is a long season. It is. And I think I don't think you're better off taking them and playing laser tag over winter break.
And then stuff like that is totally encouraging, though. Go ahead. Right. If you're going to do some fun things for winter break, open up the gym and do a 3-on-3 tournament with your whole program.
And we've done that. We've done a 1-on-1 tournament. It's fun. Yeah,
exactly. Or go bowling, go laser tag, go to a Badger game, go, get some tickets, or contact the Bucks, or do things outside of that, just so you can build morale, but it doesn't have to be overly strenuous. I mean, because the more strenuous it is, it's going to be more strenuous on you, and your longevity of the season is going to be hard too. And the kids are going to feed off that in practice. Yeah.
And they're going to feel it too. They really are. Yeah, I agree. All right. What else, Coach? Anything else?
No, I think that's a really good one. I think it's just really helpful for coaches to understand that, it's about you getting some time to yourself. If you have family, even if you don't have that much family, go and see your friends. Go watch a basketball game, a college game. Go see the game in a different perspective. Enjoy yourself.
And
go see a movie.
And as a coach too, you're going to be better because your battery's going to be charged more.
And your brain will be clearer that you're not thinking about basketball. You might get the best idea ever when you're out going having some sushi or whatever you go out to eat for.
Right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Coach, I hope you enjoyed the podcast as much as I did. A couple things. First of all, make sure you subscribe and leave a review. We would love those 5-star reviews. Last thing is make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's less than taking your it's a monthly membership. There's resources, community, one-on-one calls. If you're getting stuck, if you need help, if you need resources, teachhoops.com is the one for you. Go over and check it out. It's less than taking your family to McDonald's. And it maybe allows me to take my family to McDonald's. So go over and check it out. And let me know if you have any questions. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.